Hello, everyone, and welcome to SpeedGaming Main. Tonight we've got another match of the Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational League here. This is Season 6, Week 4. Spoiler Pilot Key Sanity. We have ourselves Maniacal versus Fred Coughlin of teams Bottles on Empty and the Bomb Squad. I'm Star, and I'm joined by Killer App today on comms. How are you doing?
I'm good, Star. Looking forward to a great spoiler log race. Anything goes, and nothing to stop them both themselves, I guess.
Pretty much. Do you want to explain to chat a little bit more for those who aren't aware of what this mode is exactly?
Okay, so at the beginning of the race, both runners start their seeds, and at that point, they get we'll call it a pilot that gets the spoiler log. So they have to take that spoiler log and talk it through with the runner. Basically, tell them where to go, where to find the stuff. And our spoiler mode is open key sanity, so they have to find all the needed keys to beat all 7 crystals, plus the GT big key to beat Ganon's tower.
Yep, exactly. And we should be off here pretty soon. Maniacal is being piloted by Maximum Barnage tonight, and Fred F. Coughlin, we'll be calling him Fred throughout, is being piloted by Adirondack Rick. And Ralph. Gonna see an immediate Link's House that'll be Sank Start for both runners with a hammer in Sanctuary. Always nice to pick up early. So do note that Rick and MV, Maximum Barnage, both received a seed at the same time as their runners started the seed. So we do typically see in this mode that the runners will typically make an early play over to the Kakariko area, since there's a great deal of checks over there with a high amount of density. There's generally at least one item that's required there. You can also pick up some money, some bombs, just other useful items to beat a seed, and give your pilots a few minutes to start figuring out an initial route.
It's like right off the bat, both got information.
To head on over to the Lost Woods for a heart container.
And nice, the first tree pull with some bombs, which they're probably going to need for Kakariko.
Yep. And also take the drop down for a big key to the pond. You know that we are seeing the crystals and pendants being marked off on the tracker already. We will not be seeing a map check, as we already know where all the pendants and crystals are, as they are also listed in the spoiler log. Yeah, looks like today our pendants are Hera Pod, which we just got a big key for. That concerns me. And
That's very
pads.
interesting, and sure. Right off the bat, could be useful for going all the way to Helma, or which is also the green pendant, so it could be something at Sahasrala.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We are going to see blind sets here for both runners. Apparently there is nothing in the back since neither are bombing the wall in question. Rick, I'm going to pick up a little extra money. We've got the bottle from both runners, so the red potion is nice, and they really like that flute.
Yeah, early flute's okay. Opens up a bunch of checks. And the bottle might not be for bottle vendor, but being spoiler, you're not going to pick up a lot of chests, so you're going to be skipping a lot of the health pickups you're going to get along the way, so an early bottle is really nice to have.
Yeah, especially as we did see both runners picked up that heart container from the Lost Woods as well. A slight detour, but a much appreciated safety. A small key to Meyer, big key to Pendant Hera, and luck net. Uh-oh.
Well, few pendant boss keys.
Yeah. Especially the Hera one's interesting because both our runners, I'm sure, know how to Hera pot. We don't know where the hookshot is, and we don't know if Hera will be required, but that concerns me a little to see two different pendant biggies picked up in the first 3 minutes. Uh-oh. Gonna see a flute from Fred. Maniacal is gonna go and check the chicken hut here for presumably another safety. Bush Crab giving us some money, not very helpful.
Looks like he's going to pick up 300 rupees. So,
Interesting play here.
so it's good early money.
Softball in chat, Pod BK might have been a way to buy something to buy time. It is possible. That might have just been we're doing early game checks and gonna pick it up, but it is but it's hard to, we won't know for sure until later. Killer App and I are not looking extensively at the spoiler log. I do have it open on the side, but we will be finding things largely as the runners find them. Mini Moldorm Cave having a small key to Skullwood, small key to Pod in our glove as Maniacal picks up another bottle from Cack.
Another bottle in the dam.
Okay.
Looking good for both runners.
Yeah, it's for sure. And Red Boomerang as well, yes. Mini Moldorm Cave. Red is trying and failing to find bombs. There we go. He did get one because he's heading for Saha's hut. Small key to Castle Tower. On the underwater heart piece. You also have a mirror in Saha's hut, but that's an interesting pickup there for Maniacal to see a Castle Tower key since, well, obviously the runners did not peek the lumberjack check because it is in the spoiler log and the pilots do know if that is required. That small key could be for that lumberjack tree, or it could be for Darkworld access if we find the other items needed for it, though unlikely since we do have both a hammer and a glove already. Or there could be something in this second chest back a tower that's behind that small key.
And with the mirror too, with the flute and hammer, they have access to all of Light Death Mountain.
Yeah. Including in here they picked up the big key for.
We're getting an early Eastern dip here.
Yep. Fred is going to skip the first chest. Whatever it is, he doesn't need it. Doesn't need right side chest either, is going to head straight to the left. As Maniacal's going to head for back of escape here, it looks like, with that glove that he just picked up.
We'll only have access to the first 3 chests here because there won't be no. With Key Sanity, it won't be a guaranteed small key here. And a third
There's all
bottle.
the percent. I think that's all bottles. We saw 2 in Kayak, 1 in the dam, and that's the last, as well as our keys, the bigger thing he went for there.
Very convenient.
Yep. Looks like Fred is going into Eastern just for the big key chest here. No big key and no bow, so presumably this is something that locks the big key and or the bow. Doesn't have a sword, but making use of that red boomerang to help navigate these dark rooms. And yes, as chat notes, Maniacal of Team Bottles on FD has had contents in all of their bottles. I believe there was a bee, a couple potions, not sure what else, and that would be why Fred went here. That's a moon pearl.
Yep, definitely acquire a dip of Eastern before you head to the Dark World. And we know
That's for sure.
That moon pearl there, the lamp is not Dark World locked.
No, it is not. But there are a number of places it could be that they might not want to go to. I wouldn't be surprised if it was someplace like Gina, for instance, as Fred heads for his cane. And is unfortunately once again on the hunt for bombs. There we go.
Yeah, fortunate the mice and mini Moldorms are in the bomb prize. As we see Maniacal following Fred's footsteps here into Eastern to get the Moon Pearl. We'll see if Fred here journeys to the mountain.
Moving over to the flute, yeah, we'll see what he does. Nope, that is heading into the Dark World here, it looks like, after a quick stopover to the Chicken Hut, which for some money. Seems like he might want to do some of the Village of Outcast area minigames, potentially?
That could be a possibility, yes.
And this is an important part of pilot spoiler key sanity, and even without key sanity, any form of pilot spoiler is to keep in mind where things like bomb refills, money packs are, since you're not going to be opening a lot of chests. Collection rates tend to be very low in this mode. I've seen a lot around 60, for instance. Well, typically you'd see collection rates over more than 150s, probably, for a key sanity seed. So you're going to have fewer opportunities to pick up money, and it is important to note, oh hey, if I need to go do the chess minigame, for instance, where can I find a bit of money for that? Or I need to turn in the smith. That does in fact cost 10 rupees, as I learned in my last commentary for this mode. Where can I find some of that?
Yeah.
As it is the little things that can add up in this type of mode. It doesn't seem like a lot to lose. 10, 15 seconds here or there looking for an extra bomb or a bit of money or something. But in a mode that only lasts about an hour a lot of the time for top runners, as we get a big heated desert for Fred. 15 seconds times, 4, if you lose 15 seconds here, 15 seconds there, it can add up pretty quick over the course. Relative to an hour-long seed, that can be quite important.
Yeah. And you're more likely to make that play early on in the seed. You tend to take more risks if you know you're a little behind partway through the seed.
Yep.
Freddy, it's better timing through that area. And
we are picking up... Oh, that's an interesting one. We need something on that dig spot today. Frontal skill was apparently loaded because Fred's continuing to pinball chest here. I'm not continuing to pinball chest, continuing to head up here, or it might just be lost as well. Yeah, heading back to the front, never mind. As Maniacal is going to head over to the pod area has plenty of money, as he did also pick up the money from the Chicken Hut.
Maniacal.
Instant mirror for Fred. Go ahead.
And Maniacal's heading into pod with one key and the big key. So, with this items he's going to need, it's going to be pretty early on with only one key. With the hammer, you have access to the back, but you have to go out the long way around.
That might be what he's choosing to do if he's... But we'll have to see, as... Ooh, Fred flew to the mountain, but got hit by a cabbage and took a death, so that is off the mountain for him. That hurts. Maniacal is going to go to right side, is going to use... potion unlock here. It looks like no, Mimic Clip is a different one here. To go through right side, save that key 2 potentially goes back, like he said. You have a red potion, Maniacal. At least, I think you might actually have 2. So if he wants, he could do a potion camera lock, or he could do this.
Yeah, if he's comfortable with Mimic Clip, then... Which looks like he did pretty well here.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. For those who are unaware how that works, basically, with the game's internal logic, as Fred picks up his flippers from Spectacle Rock, with game's internal logic, the way it determines if an enemy is alive or dead is whether or not the enemy is on the screen. So you can get the enemy off the screen either by unlocking the camera from its fixed position using the potion, or by doing what Maniacal did and manipulating it off, then you're good. As we get a small key to swamp for front and pendant Hera, that would be something they need.
Yep, Crystal Swamp, so... The small key is hard required.
Yep, and Gonna head for the U room of Pod here for Maniacal.
What have we got in the basement?
Sword, that would be good to pick up, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have none, so yeah. Sort of a alloy sword, but if there's something else in here, then definitely worth it to pick it up while you're in here.
Had the heart piece in the other chest as well, so while he was there. And looks like Fred is gonna head on up here. Just gonna go for the big chest. So wasn't quite sure what he was going for here. And a big key to TR would explain why we needed that Terra big key.
Definitely hard required, for sure. Looks like Fred's continuing to the boss, so Moldorm will have an item for us.
Yeah, looking like the Terra big key double required logically is Maniacal, running rather low on health and Pod there, does decide to use that red potion. And Pod Stelfo's basement giving us Bombos, which is required for... According to our tracker, at least, I think that's Quake for Meyer and Ether for TR, which makes me rather concerned about our Fire Rod placement.
A certain rule of fire, you would say?
Yes, where the game does... It's a bit of a running joke, but the game does tend to like to put some sources of fire behind other sources of fire. That Bombos is in fact logically locked behind the lamp because it is in Pod, and the Moon Pearl is logically behind the lamp. And Moldorm gives us, well, there's our
I would only
logical
say
lamps.
I'd only say it was on Ped GFE, but he backed quickly out of pod, so
Yeah.
no
He
fun.
can't
No fun
beat
today.
Helma. He can't beat Helma either, to kill her app, to be fair. No bow and
Yeah.
no. And only one he had no bow and he only had one small key, so.
Yep.
Technically you can get to Helma with one small key and just one small key if you go through right side and then don't use it in the back or anywhere else, but doesn't seem if he needs to do Helma Sword, that will be done later. Well, you can bypass bow to get to right side. You cannot bypass the bow to get to Helma Sword. Red's for Swamp Palace here.
Nyquil making his circle around Skullwoods to get the shovel and the big key here for desert.
Yep. Fred's making a play towards Swamp here. He did pick up the Swamp small key a minute ago, but doesn't have a hookshot yet, so this is an interesting play. We'll pick up that blue goo here as well. Nyquil making use of that bug net to catch a fairy in the bottle.
Well, looks like our hook shot or something blocking the hook shot's going to be here in Swamp.
Looks like it. I don't see. I would be concerned why Fred isn't here otherwise. Apparently, it's behind that book because that's the book picked up, and he is out of here. That's interesting.
Classic Swamp.
Melchior's Specky Clip is it requires the hookshot. It bypasses the hammer. You need hookshot for it, as Fred does pick up that Castle Tower key we saw earlier from Maniacal. Fred is going to take the book straight over to the desert area. We do see a small key on the desert ledge, which might be part of the reason why we went for that book so early, because it looks like Maniacal's going there too.
Yep, and desert is completable. You won't be able to get the right side without the small key, but most likely nothing in there.
Either nothing in there, or they're not concerned, or they will return later because it's in some place locked behind this. We don't know yet. This is not equipment you want to do Lando on. Also true GFE, but we'll see. They're also presumably not concerned about the torch for the moment.
Well, we're definitely going to see hammer strats, probably.
Yeah, well, vanilla,
Nice glove.
the vanilla glove here, but gee, why they came in. Nice spot for it, game.
This seed is already crazy.
Yes, it is. Seeing a lot of we're seeing a lot of what's going to be multiple dips into dungeons. We've seen plays into 2 of our spring pendants. We have a small key to Turtle Rock on the desert ledge. That is required, so we won't be getting access to that for a bit just yet. And we are going to see a Lando play here for Fred.
Yep. Noted out in chat too. Usually in spoiler log, you want to have an early route if you can to find the boots. But in this case, we're already 20 minutes in, and looks like they haven't gone straight to the boots, so we know it's probably going to be pretty locked deep in the seed.
Agreed with that. World seems to be a little late too. Fred still hasn't picked up one, and Maniacal went a fair bit out of his way for that sword and pod.
It was a required dip anyway, so yeah. If you can route it in, get a sword early with a place you have to dip anyway. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, Maniacal is picking up those mitts and leaving, so he will be leaving the. So well, he may choose the mirror also too. Desert Ledge and Lando will see his routing, or he may choose Lando behind for later, since as mentioned, this is not the best of equipment. Fred does get down the first of Landos here with Hammer. And we're going to see a Mire Shed for Maniacal. Picking up, oh, there's our second sword. And that's that.
That certainly is a required item.
That is. We are going to go see Maniacal turn in that Castle Tower small key we picked up earlier, it looks like. Fred is going to continue going his sword for the moment, as he is off to... Fred, are you... Okay, I was going to say, Fred, I would... If you're going into Ice Palace, you need a sword to use the Bombos Medallion, which he also doesn't... which he also hasn't picked up yet, so there's that. Never mind. He's going to go to Hobo, though, as Maniacal heads for the Dark Cross here. Bombos does need tracking for Maniacal as well, while I'm thinking about it. And we get a small key to Pod here off the Hobo.
It's just not too far out of the way, so Fred doesn't have to do Mimic or the bottle glitch to get to the back.
And he's going to also make the same play into Pod that we saw earlier from Maniacal, who is here in Dark Cross, fighting Tempered there. Okay.
Just hide our swords in the dark, game, please.
And no, not actually, despite them picking up a Castle Tower key earlier, both picking up a Castle Tower key earlier from the underwater part piece, we're not turning that in. We're just gonna head over here. Interesting. Maniacal fluting over here. This, I think, might be a nice play at this point for him.
Yeah, looking
Looks
like
like it.
ice. Or presumably we'll see our fire rod
I'd assume so.
or something that
Yeah.
blocks the fire rod.
I don't see another reason why they would both go into pendant pod for what is predominantly the combos medallion. Yes, since it's not required for priority access, and while the sword in there is nice, both runners are capable of doing Master Sword Silverless Ganon, and I'm not sure it's worth the detour if for just that for these two. But yeah, evidently Babos is very much required for something, and we should see that here from Nigel.
So with this play, you would assume,
Yeah,
with,
there's the fire rod.
with Maniacal not touching Death Mountain at all yet, he might be skipping that lamp altogether,
Looks like it.
since he now has the fire rod.
You do know that he will eventually need to swap Palace Small Key, though, at least from the first chest of Para.
Correct. And there was a big key in the big chest.
Yep, that as well, the TR Big. Nonetheless, that's a bit of a routing choice difference between the two teams, where Rick and Fred decided they wanted to go up the mountain to pick up those keys and that lamp earlier, whereas Maniacal and Maximum Barnage have decided that they'll make that play later. Fred has picked up his bombos and his sword and is going to be off to Ice Palace himself.
I would wonder why he wouldn't get the other swords at this point, but having multiple bottles and fire rod for Cold Stare, I can see why. Go ahead and do this now.
Yeah, Fred seems like he'll be picking up swords later. Bill and Pendant Ice left behind the Fire Rod and Pendant
Jeez.
and Pendant Pod. Okay, game.
Yeah. Game has jokes.
Yeah, for sure. As our tracker, say reacts notes in chat. Okay, if the seed was non-spoiler, the fact that all three pendants had something recorded is complete troll. Yes, it is, Siri. Yes, it is. No, Fred picked up the fire rod. I'm going to see Maniacal head straight to Smothula here with fire rod now.
Red down to 1 heart here has to play it a bit safe.
There's
Makes
his
it to
bow,
the
and
bow.
he's going to Death Warp out. There's Boots, finally. Back of Skullwoods. Ouch.
This lovely seed, dude.
This is great. Okay, never mind. Okay, Fred did skip the fire rod, but they did notice, thankfully. He's going back in. It is a slight time loss, but thankfully he didn't forget entirely. Moth, 6 hearts, green mail, should be alright from Nigel, so this can be a little bit of a tricky fight sometimes. We'll see how the Moth decides to cooperate or not.
Not cooperating? Yeah.
Fred using bombs on the Pengators. Very quick fight for Maniacal.
Yeah, that's a good quick kill.
Yep. And there's his fire rod for Fred as Maniacal picks up a heart piece and the first crystal of the match here, 28 minutes in. No, first crystal for him, first second of the match because Fred beat Landos earlier. Oops.
Fred
Looks like
remembering
Fred
about
is.
the sword.
Yep. Maniacal gonna walk out of here. Looks like he's gonna be making his first play to the Village of Outcasts. We did not cross stage. This is pilot spoiler key sanity. They have the spoiler log. All 216 checks in the cave are listed there, including the pedestal. They don't need to read the ped to know what it is. They just need to look at the spoiler log for it.
Like Maniacal's heading towards a graveyard ledge.
Looks like it, actually. Yeah, never mind. Village. Oops. Fred's going to be deeper into the front of Escape here. Not going for Dark Cross. Is going to head this way for a different check. Michael skipped this earlier. He just got the sword from Dark Cross and left as, okay, that is Michael going. Picking up Blue Mail here from Graveyard Ledge. As Fred gets a small key to TR, that would be why he came here.
Yep, good call while you're in the area.
Yep. Whereas you do need a minimum of 3 small keys to beat TR. 4 if you need to do Lava Chest, which I would assume we don't since Maniacal skipped that small key. Presumably Maniacal and Maximum Barnage have the other 2 TR small keys we haven't seen yet planned out in their round. And no, we have not seen what they got the Castle Tower small key for yet. Catfish is something required for Maniacal. It looks like, because he's heading all the way over here for something. We're also not going for Racket Tower, and we get a big key off the Catfish to Meyer. That's required. Also going to see a play to Zora Ledge, it looks like.
Yep. Fred's going to go get his boots and beat Mothula.
Yep.
See another big key. Still need Thieves Town and Eastern and GT Big.
They both got the same Castle Tower key, yes. It was on the underwater heart piece by the dam. We don't know where the other is, and that's the big key to Thieves.
Nice full magic drop there for Fred. Looks like Maniacal's gonna beat a Desert and Meyer. He still doesn't have the Quake medallion. We have neither medallions yet that we need. Oh, it's right there on the. Well, that's what you need.
Never mind.
Yeah, it makes it convenient, I guess.
Yeah, it does. Hardcore double dip of Desert because there was Vanilla Glove, their mitts on the big chest to go to Desert to Ice Palace to go pick up the Fire Rod to go to the back of Skull Woods to get their boots to go back here to get that Quake. Game's great.
It is definitely something.
Let's see what Fred does here. Master Sword Moth can be a little tricky. Michael did have tempered, which is a noticeable offense difference, as Fred has ready the red potion just in case here. No. There we go from Fred with math.
Nicely done. And they both
And
will
that's
be picking up crystals about the same time.
nice. Fred picked up his silver from Michael, and that is our runners tied for crystals at 2-2.
So the routing's been different. We know Maniacal has saved a little bit of time on these boss fights. Just a couple boss fights. Looks like he'll head into Meyer now, and we'll see where Fred goes. Presumably to Catfish.
Looks like a catfish play, yes. So we're wondering who didn't see it earlier. The sword Fred is missing is from Myershed. Michael picked it up earlier during their first trip to the desert area. Fred will presumably be going following Maniacal to Meyer here once he gets his Meyer big key off Catfish and the Thieves Town big key from the Zora Ledge. Meyer Bridgechest has something required. That would be a hookshot.
As it is in Meyer.
Yep. One chest where you could actually save some time, potentially hookshotting over from on your way to the bus, but well, game's got jokes.
As it does.
Meyer big for Fred.
Yep, he's heading to the boss, so that hookshot's about the only thing in here of note.
Seems like it.
And all that is needed is an ether and 2 big keys.
Either 2 big keys and a TR small.
Yep.
And a swamp small, actually. Because we've only seen 2 TR keys. We need 3 to beat the dungeon. We do need the Swamp Palace small key to beat Swamp. We need the big key to JT and the big key to Eastern, and then we need Ether to even get in the door of TR.
Here's a small advantage Fred will have. He will have the lamp for these rooms, but Maniacal seems to be doing these dark rooms really well.
Yep, no issues there.
Does he have a fairy? Yeah.
Okay, he does.
I figured he wouldn't have gone all up like that if he didn't have one.
Yeah, Ventrius is one of the most time-consuming bosses to die, because it takes a while to get back through those dark rooms, especially without a lamp.
Yeah. Very nice fight there.
Quick acquired for Fred, crystal number 3, and the Cane of Verna, why not, for Maniacal. Yep, Raphael, you needed to go to Swamp Palace to get your book in the first chest, to go to Desert to get your vanilla mitts, to get your vanilla glove, which is technically your mitts to see, to go to Ice Palace, so you could get bombos, to get your fire rod, so you could use a bombos from Pendant Paw to get your fire rod for Skullwood, to get your boots to go back to Desert to get your Quake from the torch, and then the boots and Quake to get your hookshot from Meyer, and we still don't have the Swamp Palace small key.
Oh, what fun.
Yep. It looks like Michael is going to head back to Hyrule Castle now. He's going to go for that. Let's see, where is he? Nope, not going to get the TR small from the front of
Here we're
Escape.
finally going to see what's in the castle tower.
We are finally going to see that. I am a little surprised Fred didn't do that earlier when he was here, since he did get his Master Sword from the Dark Cross. The Dark Cross was Michael's first sword. Eventually might have been a rounding error on Fred and Rick's side, but we'll see. So that's a nice heart container to pick up. And there's Ether. I'm surprised that Fred didn't pick up that Ether when he was picked up his masters from Dark Cross. I suspect it might have been they just forgot, potentially, but we'll have to come back there later. Gonna be a bit of a time loss for them, I think. We'll see. Knuckles gonna go for Hera now, and it looks like. Go for Hera now, pick up his TR Big and his Swamp Small, which I actually forgot we already had. I mentioned that was one of the things needed for Goemon earlier, but we do have that. Yep. Well, doesn't have enough keys to beat TR, so we do need three total, assuming Lava Chest is unrequired, which I guess it is, since Maniacal left that TR key in the front of Escape. But we don't know where the other two are. Could be in TR. The game does do that sometimes. We'll see. This Fred is now on Vidi. Yeah, GFP at front of Escape. Front of Escape, not the map chest and not Zelda Cell, the other one. What it's called off the top of my head. Boomerang chest, yeah, that, thank you.
Fred gets through the Vidi fight unscathed, which is nice.
Yep. It's his Cane of Verna and his third crystal.
Yeah, like just pointed out in chat, we could be just seeing a quick dip here from Maniacal. Presumably Eastern Big Key will be in here, or that'll give us GT mode, where you can pick up the other two keys while clearing dungeons.
Yep. And it could also be, it could be something like 2 TR small keys. It could be there's just 2 small keys in to TR and TR. Uncommon in Key Sanity, but game does that to you sometimes. Let's go straight to right side. Fred's gonna go do Swamp Palace now. Might as well. Has the items for it. Silvers! And that's it. Okay.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, GFE, I'm a little surprised Maniacal went there just for silvers.
Well, I mean, He opened up TR and had to stop here anyway to get the Eastern Big. I don't know. It makes Armos fight quick.
Yeah, I guess. As you see, there's the big key to Eastern, and we're out of here. Red setting up for Specky Clip here. Relatively recently discovered thread in the past couple, just in the couple months ago by Specky Specs. Let's you bypass the hammer here. Unfortunately, Fred not having much luck. Is just going to go do it the vanilla way. Nothing in the front of Skullwoods. Fred heading straight to the back, and skipping the diver down chest as well. He's in fact going to skip everything in Zombie except for the boss. It looks like in that book.
Yep.
No real time gained or lost here from our runners right now. Maniacal clearing Eastern, which we've already seen everything that they wanted except for the boss here and earlier. And Fred is on Argus. For those who missed it earlier, this was the first double dip of Eastern as well as numerous other dungeons. In Eastern's case, specifically because the Moon Pearl was in the Eastern Palace big chest. Not big chest, sticky chest.
As well as dips of all 3 Pennant dungeons.
Yep. We saw Fargus, nothing interesting from those nights. Let's see if Thieves' Town clear it looks like from Maniacal. We'll see where Fred heads next.
I don't think either runner has used the shovel yet, right?
They have not.
Looks like we're getting a Bombos tablet item here.
Seems like it for Fred.
We know
Yeah,
it's
as you
either
mentioned,
GT
Yeah, go
big
ahead.
or a TR small.
Seems like it. As you mentioned, we did see both runners pick up the shovel from the front of Skullwoods. There were several other items there. That is indeed required. TR small key on Pablo's tablet. There were other items in the front of Skullwoods, so I don't know if it was a case of, wait, which chest is which again? Since Warlock names may not be the most intuitive, or we actually need a shovel for something because we still haven't seen it, as Fred realizes, oh, I need to go back for this. Well, Fred and Rick. Maybe you're correct that both runners skipped Ether in Castle Tower 2 there, which Fred has now just picked up. The first time around, the difference is that the swords that they had. Maniacal went to Dark Cross very, very early for his first sword, but that was actually Fred's master sword, so he did at the time have the ability to do the Castle Tower. I might have just forgotten, I'm not entirely sure. Well, Maniacal's first sword was back up hot, actually, never mind. You're right, GFE. So, yeah, I don't know, both runners skipped... Okay, so never mind, I thought for some reason it was Dark Cross. In which case, I am unsure why both runners did not do Castle Tower the first time. Not a time loss for either, since they both did the same thing. I'm just not sure why they did that.
Red heads up now to get both that Eastern Big and can beat Turtle Rock.
There's Eastern Big for Fred. Yeah, GFE, I think Dark Cross was both... yeah, they both got their tempered from lighter sheds, so... since I probably got the Order of Maniacal Swords wrong, whoops, Dark Cross was both your Master Swords. They did in fact pick up the ability to get the Castle Tower access from that check. I might have just been slipped their minds.
Maniacal's going by... Oh, here we go. Maniacal's gonna give us our shovel check here. Finally.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's the last TR key. Yep, it looks like it.
It's like it, yep.
Correct. If it was GT big, I don't think Fred would have skipped that.
I don't think so, yeah. GFE Lamp is on board as Michael picks up his TR Small off Fombo's tablet. I'm not entirely I'm not sure which one's fast between Shovel's Fombo's tablet and the front of escape chests, the front of escape boomerang chest for TR Smalls. The first one they got was from Desert Large, which is they were going to pick up anyway since they had to do both Desert and Mire for crystals. I'm not honestly sure which two out of the other three were fastest.
Yeah, now Maniacal is in go mode minus the GT big key.
I'm starting to wonder if the GT big key's in GT.
Technically, they're both just need GT big key at this point.
Yeah. Maniacal does get the spiky clip, very nice. Because we know at this point, between both runners, we have seen all of our crystal dungeons except for Turtle Rock completed. So, unless the GT Big Key is in TR, in which case they'll pick it up on the way in wherever chest it is in, yeah, decent possibility they may just end up picking it. I'm wondering, I think it's either TR or GT unless they decide to both go do a specific overworld check before heading back up the mountain, but we'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if that mushroom or powder was waiting in GT that held the GT big key.
That is also a possibility to have a
Way
fetch
the seed's
quest.
going.
We are also missing the Swamp, Skullwoods, and Ice Palace big keys, which are equally fetch quests at this point. Well, I don't think the Ice Palace big key can be in GT, but I think the Swamp and Skullwoods bigs can. Where's Fred going? Oh, Eastern. Never mind.
Looks
I'm
like.
gonna go having about an Eastern clear on Fred as he heads up to TR here.
Yeah, about a 1 dungeon lead here.
Eastern is pretty quick here in Go mode, but still a couple of minutes to lead for Maniacal.
And also, Fred will not have silvers for Armo.
No. Fred will likely. We'll see if Fred chooses to pick up silvers in TR when he does go there. There's a bit of a detour, but I'm not sure which one's fast between that versus Silverless GT climb and then Silverless Ganon, though we do have Temperate, so it's not the worst. I mean, Ice Palace can't be GT because it's a pendant and I'm mixing up. Right. We didn't need to be closer. Got mixed up, yeah. Oops, thank you for the correction, chat. Are they break even, you think, well, with these silvers?
Just of note too, we have 0 GT small, so if it's in GT, it's not deep.
Or if it's deep, we're going to be picking up a GT small on the way, yeah.
Right.
Michael is so far skipping all chests in TR except for those silvers he picked up earlier. Fred's gonna buy some potions and then head up the mountain himself. Michael thankfully does not in fact open the door there in the Poke room.
Yeah. Although in this case, knowing where the last TR key is, it wouldn't be it'd be bad, but it wouldn't be like drastic. But yeah, you never like
It would be enough to bring it much
waste the
closer.
key on that door.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right that the last TR small is not in that terrible a spot, it's just in front of escape from Maniacal, but it is enough time that it would have helped bring it a little closer for Fred. But we're gonna head back now. Not going to see a laser bridge play, so nothing they need there.
Tempered Sword, Trinex should be a quick fight here.
Yep,
It's down
just
to
need to
4
be
hearts, but
careful.
yeah, down to 3.5 hearts. I think could take one hit, but
Speaking of taking hits, Fred taking a fall in the first room there is going to skip his silvers, it looks like.
yeah, easy first phase. Second phase should be piece of cake. So no item pickups at all here in TR, so we'll be getting our progression in Ganon's Tower.
Yep. No formal guessing game, I guess, but if you want to stick a number in chat, I guess we can do something if people feel like it to guess as to where is this thing we apparently need, whether it's a GT Big Key or a French quest to go pick up the GT Big Key somewhere else in the world, which could be a couple of other big keys. Don't open the door, Fred. Good. The mushroom or the powder. Yeah, we do have 0 GT smalls GFE, but as I say that, having not looked at the spoiler log, by the way, we don't, with a small key, there could just be a small key, 1 or 2 small keys in Toberman on the torch, or the big key could just be in those first couple chests. 1 hour 30 or so, entrance to GT from Nyakel. And heart container on the torch, you'll pick that up here from Nyakel.
Easy pick up there. Looks like our stuff's in the Stalfos room.
Seems like it. There's Gold Sword. Okay, game. And Big Key to GT.
Just make it more convenient, why don't you?
Pretty much. That may also be part of the reason why Fred skips silvers.
And being able to know what your opponent's doing also plays a factor.
Unlike regular race, other non-spoiler modes, pilots and runners are allowed to watch the race stream and or their opponent's stream to see where they are going. Not sure we've seen any of our runners or pilots here in this particular chat, but it is an option for runners and pilots to look at where their opponents are and to potentially change up their routing based on that.
Clean first phase there for Fred. Clean gauntlet there for Maniacal. With silvers makes Lambo 2 a breeze.
Yep, very nice 1 cycle. And here's GT now for Fred. Gonna be, I said, what, 1 hour and 30 seconds, I think, was when Nigel entered GT. Looking like it'll be right about 3-minute difference between our runners on that. Fred entering at 1:03:26. It looks like, yeah, just about 3 minutes. Fred is going to pick up his gold sword, and there's the key. Fred does not, in fact, have silver arrows. They were on the right side of Turtle Rock, locked behind a fire rod, and Fred did elect to skip them. With gold sword available, perhaps deciding he didn't need it. And, well... Actually, 3 minutes is a pretty decent sized lead here from Nigel as he beats at Hold'em 2. I think they've both got a couple safeties each.
I know Maniacal at least has a blue left. I don't know if he used his
Fred
red.
went... Yeah, Fred I know went potion shopping before coming back up the mountain as well. And Michael, I know he picked up a fairy in a bottle early. Don't remember if he still has it.
Fred should still have it.
Econometry is not going well from Nigel.
Yeah, blue balls are not helping either, but that was a nice triple to end it there.
Yep, I think that was a 1113 for Maniacal 4-cycle. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure that picking up silvers would have saved Fred time, because while it would save him time on Ganon and Landmo 2, it also takes time to go to the right side of TR and do the fire rod lock checks, because that's where the silvers were. It's one thing if it was Master Sword heading up the tower because two of the other swords were in terrible places, but it's less certain when gold swords are readily available, as we can see for both runners. Fred is going to lose some time to Landmouse, does get the 2-cycle.
Fire Bat's not helping out here.
Nope.
Silver shots in. Careful. Luckily he wasn't near an edge there.
Yeah, that could have been bad, as he does get... That was a single, and nice triple
And a
here.
triple.
Very good. Nice Ganon fight here. That is going to be GG's to Maniacal. Gonna take a win here for Team Bottles on Empty here in Week 4 of the Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational League Season 6, with an official racetime.gg time of 107.25.
Yes, his pilot is maximum Barnage. So GG's
Yep.
to them.
Yep, GG's to Varnage as well.
Well done by both players.
Thank you, SerioX, for posting the links here. Please do give both runners a follow, Killer. That'll be can I list my co-comp right now? Monaco and Fred, as well as Siri getting our. Yep, there's also. Oh, we had a command for the pilots. Follow them as well. Maxim Barnage and Arondick Rick, as well as my co-comp Killer F and our tracker Siri. That does bring Bottles on Empty up to 4-4, I believe, here in the Lost Woods division. As putting them at no 5-4. Sorry, can't count. 15 points, which ties them with To Infinity and Gaga for second place right now. And the Bomb Squad will remain tied for, according to the standings at least, right now, tied for third.
Those should be 4-4, I think.
Yeah, the Bomb Squad will be 4-4. I think tied for fourth. Let's left round to find out in the Salt Miners, as we are now joined here by Maniacal. GG.
GG's, Maniacal.
Hey, thanks. GG's. That was a wild seed.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Yeah, like Barnage was like, "Hold up, dude, hold up. I just need like a few minutes to get my bearings about me. I'm not sure. Did I just like screw up by not sending you into Hera? Like, what's going on?"
Oh my goodness, that was a real mess. A lot of double dips required.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Like, I mean, normally the heuristic is like you're looking for like a sub-hour on these, and this was like a 107, and we were at like 40 some minutes before we started clearing up crystals, and Bar's like, I think it's actually going okay. I'm like looking at the timer like, are you sure, bro?
Yeah, you guys ran it pretty well, I thought.
Yeah, you did.
I was so disoriented, and I think he was too. For a lot of it, as the runner, I was just like, "What do I have? What do I still need?" And
Yeah, we both noticed it doing escape, where I think both you and Fred had the opportunity to get that ether out of
mhm.
Castle Tower and didn't realize you could do it at the time.
Yeah, because that was you both got your Master Sword from Dark Cross, which gave you access.
So Barnage asked me early. He said, "How do you feel about Dark Aga?" And I said, "I really don't feel great unless I have at least a fire rod," because I was thinking about the bridge room.
Yeah.
And where I'm like, I
gotcha.
could do it with Samaria, but it's really gross and slow, and I'd rather not.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't realize at the time that it was all about just getting to the maze chest, where I absolutely could have done that then when I was grabbing the sword. But it was just a little miscommunication, and before it gets too far along, Barnage said he's not going to hop in, but did want to thank everyone for the flexibility with the start time and everything. And
absolutely,
yeah, he did a great job, and hope he gets better.
Yeah, for sure. As here's GG's to Fred, going to finish up the seed 111.18. Was just under 3 minutes behind you entering GT, and just under 4 finishing. We will see about getting him in for an interview. I already see Rick in the waiting room.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like silvers. So, I mean...
The other thing is, Barnage routed you into your swords a bit earlier, which I think helped with combat because Fred never got silvers, and he also he did hammer Landmos. He was on he was on just fighter for a bit. You made that early play to pod for your fighter sword.
Yeah, he did Master Sword Mothula too.
Yeah,
he also did kill Moldorm for that lamp. Which pros and cons. As we are now joined by the runner and pilot of the bomb squad. Hey, Fred and Rick. GG.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
Yep, GG's to you.
A great race. Whew.
Yeah, that was a wild seed. Barnage apologizes for not being able to be here, but thanks you both for the flexibility, and wants to extend GG's to you both.
Oh,
for certain.
Yeah, he just still isn't feeling perfect, and so he said, "I better go and get taken care of health."
Yeah, go take care of yourself.
Get that. It's all good.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that was a really interesting seed. There was a lot of required garbage.
Yeah, because right off the bat, you both took different paths, so it was hard to tell who was ahead for a while.
Yeah, I didn't quite keep an eye on the restream as much as I did yesterday, but every time I glanced over until the paths merged in TR, that it was like, okay, really don't know where we are compared to they, because they have different dungeons done.
Yeah,
there was quite a bit of divergence there. Go ahead.
I have a very small version of the restream open on a monitor about 7 feet away from where I'm sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I couldn't really tell. I could kind of see where the positions were, but definitely couldn't see the tracker too well while playing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I had the chat open, and I was like, I have no idea where we are in this race.
You were in Hyrule.
It was.
Yeah.
You were in Hyrule. Just like when Riss asked me, do you want to know where we are right now? I was like, yeah, I'm in Turtle Rock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which
we're definitely in Turtle Rock.
I am going to address something that I know chat was asking about, and yes, we did not pick up the silvers, but it was like at that point, calculating how long it would take for us to ride the platform, get to the back of the roller room. It's like, are we really going to save time when we know we're behind?
Yeah, it's
not
fair, and
sure
you
if the
probably
math
knew
works out.
you needed to do a skip or two to have any shot.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I'd also like to address something. 123 Sesame Street, New York City, New York State, 10108. Anyway,
Thank you, Fred. I would not
I'm
expect
afraid you
anything
lost
different
me.
from Fred in this conversation. GG's to Bottles on Empty. First of all, I knew that this was not going to be an easy week when the schedule came out, especially when Ninjembro saying, hey, look, I had like a 4-sword mystery seed. I'm like, why are we facing you guys in the spoiler key sanity week?
I mean, I feel the same way. You guys have such solid chemistry as a team and are so knowledgeable. So, I mean, it's a scary week. This is
Yeah.
definitely not the week that we are most comfortable with, and so we are afraid of, anyone in this week, and especially you guys.
well, same
Yeah,
with
for
you.
sure.
I play, especially having played you back in, a couple of times here and there, but at SG Live last year and everything else, and I know you're really good at this. You're technically, extremely good. So on a seed like this, where it's routing and then technical execution, low percent stuff, I knew it was going to be a battle, and I knew that you were going to be a force to be reckoned with, and you proved me right tonight. So well done.
Yeah, well, GG's similarly. I was like, when I saw that the matchups were lining up, that I was like, okay, I'm getting to race against Fred. I thought, Fred always races me super, super competitively. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, SMZ3, ALTTPR, I feel like it's about a 50-50 series, and, like, it's always really close and competitive. So I was, A, excited to get the race, because it's always a blast to race you.
Absolutely.
And then, B, sort of terrified of
If-
it as well, because you're always a very scary opponent.
If there's any sort of rivalry that Fred has, it is with the members of your team, because it doesn't matter which members we would have gotten. If it was Fred versus Ninjembro, remember we had each other in the first ALTTPR tournament back in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was part of that group of death there.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Ninjembro's 2017 group with you, and I think, was it Schultzer and...
No.
No? Who was in that one?
It was me, Fred, Ninjembro, what is now Adraxes, and Dark Lord.
That's right.
Four
That's
of
right,
the
yeah.
5 runners out of this group, Group N, in 2017, still play this game today.
Yeah.
The fact you still remember which group letter that was is impressive to me.
Yeah, I don't have that good a memory.
The memory that I have can be so scary at times, but I knew that this was going to be a battle. You all are respectable runners, and I know also great people that I have communicated with in the past too. So I know, unfortunately, we get swept by you all, but it's not like we're sitting here like, what just happened to us? Because I know what happened to us.
Y'all played great. I mean, this was a very good race as far as I could tell. It was tough to assess where things were. I think Barnage got me to my swords and some safeties that let me be a little faster and looser. Like I put off Landmo for quite a while, so I could have the fire rod and tempered sword for it. There were a lot of like things where all the stuff was kind of out of the way, and so we just routed pretty aggressively to get to the stuff, and then left the killing things for later.
Yeah, and that probably is one of the biggest differences, because Fred killed the Lambos with a hammer.
Yeah, in fact, I did see that going on the restream, and I said to Barnage, I said, it looks like there is a relatively slow Land Molus fight going on. There's an opportunity to save a few seconds coming back with a better loadout, if we don't need to get what's on there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just our thought process there was like, there's no easy thing that's going to make this any better for us. We need that hook shot. We need this entire progression here so we can get to the fire rod in Ice Palace so we can get to the boots.
Yeah, the boots were really buried in this one. They weren't like GT buried, but they were not easy to come by.
They were a deep chain.
Yeah.
They were. It was hard to tell for a while. I think truly who was ahead, though we certainly noted the difference in weaponry, because this game sent you absolutely everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That's why I have undoubtedly most respect for this the pilots, because they're the real MVPs of the.
I mean, you sat there and had to listen to me scramble my way through this, trying to go, where is it? Where is it? Come on! I can't find it.
Those of you watching the restream, that is actually a very accurate replay of sometimes what that's like.
Yeah,
sounds about right, knowing you guys.
It's like scroll up, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down. I saw that you guys did not finish off Hera, which was one of the other things that we did that you didn't do. That lamp didn't really do us any favors.
Yeah, I mean, so I went up. Barnage said, "You're going up to climb just to get flippers off Spectacle Rock." I said, "They're in Hera. Do I need to be in Hera?" He said, "No." And then as soon as I went to go get my book, he goes, "Oh crap, you might need to go to Hera." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "How do you feel about never getting a lamp?" And I was like, "Well, we can live with it. I'll be okay." But I'm gonna echo Superman Taylor in the chat and just say I think that the pilots do have the hardest job of this entire season. So,
absolutely.
Rick, huge props to you for piloting. Huge props to Barnage as well for piloting.
Thank you very much. And I want to say this, Superman Taylor. I get to take next week off.
So does Barnage. Yeah, Barnage. Whoever pilots in week 4, I think, is just like, okay, Champions Ganon Hunt, y'all have fun.
Yes. And that's what exactly I said to Fred and Killer App. I know Fred's a very big... his core modes are the wacky modes, and we get into that the next couple of weeks here. The next 3 weeks.
Oh yeah,
it's a little bit.
It's going to be a wild end of the season, and especially in this group where right now we have 5 teams at 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah,
you guys are a very close. You guys are a very, very close group. Because Michael, you're currently tied for second with Toonfinity and Pagog, and then the Bomb Squad are in a 3-way tie right now. It looks like so. Lots to be had there.
And it was going to be a 2-way tie for second and a 3-way tie for third, whichever way this went. And first isn't even an XO or X1. It's an X2 team right now in Beats. So there's
highly competitive division.
There are 6 teams that are 2 games out of first right now.
Yeah,
or fewer.
This is going to be a crazy run to the finish, which is kind of what we were known for in the Lost Woods last year, except for it was all of us fighting to stay out of relegation.
And I mean, this week or this year, it's not necessarily that different. I mean, I have faith in Oops All Foxes and in Terra Enigma's a great game to put some things together. Every team is super scary. So
please, Terra Enigma, don't do it next week. Do it in week 6 and 7. I don't care. Don't do it next week.
Terra Enigma is a great game. Is a great team.
They are, but I do understand because the Bomb Squad does get that team next week. Good luck on that.
Mm-hmm.
And Bottle 7 Empty is getting Toonfinity and Pagog, the current second in the tie. You guys are tied for second, so that's going to be interesting.
Please,
those guys. Sorry,
Maniacal, please weaken them enough that their morale is destroyed in time for us to get them in week 6.
Okay, I mean, I don't know how we'll do this year. We had them in our group last year, and we earned a split in Retrance co-op. Barnage and I were able to take a game. We lost to, I think it was either Will and Relkin or Will and Humbug, and then we got a win against Relkin and Humbug in co-op Retrance, which honestly that's a heck of a win. So that might have been the best result we put up all of last season. They're just a scary, scary team. I'm really looking forward to getting to race them again. Relkin's kind of got my number, and I'm going to be racing him Thursday evening next week. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, best wishes to you all. Again, you guys are a great team, and it was just an honor getting to play you three over the course of this week. And I know Fred and Killer Ups share the same beliefs about you all three, or the same feelings about you three.
Yeah, are we going to be seeing you guys at SGL?
You'll be seeing him. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it this year, I believe.
Oh, shucks. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
coming in
that's
a little late,
unfortunate.
but I'll be
Next
there.
year.
I hope to go one day, but I haven't been to one yet. I
You'll
don't
see
live
me
I
there.
don't live that close, so
We'll
Yeah.
get you there somehow.
Yeah, we
One
will.
day, perhaps. I will
And-
also be there, and we'll be happy to see you guys as well.
Yeah,
The chance
perhaps.
to
Yeah, perhaps next year we won't be fighting TwitchCon for what week it's going to be.
Oh, yeah, that's
the only reason why we're not doing it next or in 2 weeks. That's the only reason.
Well,
Or it's
if
next
it-
week's, whatever.
Yeah, if it was going to be in 2 weeks, I think there would be almost zero chance I'd make it. So I guess I got a little lucky that I'm able to make it in Thursday night for this one.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be nice to see you.
Yeah, it'll be good. It was a lot of fun last year. I played way too many races and didn't hang out with enough people. And so I'm going to make up for that this year and play fewer races and do more hanging out. That's my goal.
By the way, if you want to go to Speed Gaming Live, you can check out sglive.speedgaming.org. And a plug.
There's the plug.
Lots of things
That was
going
it.
on there. That will be
Any-
November 9 through 12. Lots of information on the site. You'll see a whole bunch of people there from all sorts of communities.
I'll be there, sadly.
I'll be there primarily representing the active time randomizer community. Of course, you happy to hang out around here, so as time allows, being a tournament admin gets fun.
Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap
Yeah,
this
we should
up.
probably
Sayru
wrap
X,
up.
thank you very much for the tracking, and Star and Killer App, thank you for talking about this race.
Absolutely.
Thank
it was
you
fun.
so much again to the crew and also to the bomb squad, especially for the flexibility with pushing back a little to start this one a little late. GG's and best of luck in the rest of the weeks.
Yeah, best
And
of
the
luck to
same,
you as well.
the same to you as well.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you all, and I think that will be it here for us. Looking at the speed gaming schedule, that is it for tonight. Looking at tomorrow, we do have a bright and early 7 in the morning match, 7 a.m. Eastern match, coming up in just over 7 hours. That'll be Crosskeys versus Potato Teams Crosskeys versus Potato Pouch, Top Life and Brogo racing each other as the runners, with Breve and Gmano as the pilots. They only have one other match tomorrow. It'll be a midnight Eastern tomorrow night into Sunday, and a whole host of Open League matches as well. We'll see if they might get any race stream spending volunteers and the speed gaming schedule. But until then, I do believe that is it here for us tonight. Any last thoughts? Because I think that's it here.
Nope, just the league carries on, and we will see you next time.
Have a good night.